What is up, everybody? I'm JP Storm, aka KOB, aka your king of the Blitz, and today we are going over the defense and the changes. We're not going over any specific plays, but this game so far, how I believe, is it's not about your blitzes, your glitchy blitzes, but it's about timing your blitzes and knowing how to blitz while doing the other adjustments while blitzing, knowing when to blitz and knowing what to do if they're blocking a halfback. Still get the blitz in. I mean, if you watch on the one video I had, I'm going to show more of my defense. I'm getting blitzes in. It's all about knowing what your opponent's doing. And as the game goes on, you will know what your opponent likes to do, and you could combat that. So we're going to get into the changes of CF27 right now. Okay, like I said, we're going over just the defensive changes. And if you don't know, because you're not going to know, it's very confusing at first. My first game that I played on Road to the CFP, my first game that I played, I lost because I didn't know how to do the adjustments. But I'm going to make it easy for you. And I'm going to tell you some of the adjustments I do every time, every play I do. And it's been choking my offense, my opponents. So here we go. It doesn't matter what defense, so I'm going to pick any defense, I'm going to pick any offense, because that's not the name of the game here. It doesn't matter yet. We'll get into all that stuff in later videos. Now, I'm on the defensive side of the ball. Now, how you want to make adjustments. First things first, if you press and hold the L2 button, you're going to have all these global coverage adjustments come up. And right from here, you could press the defense, all while holding L2, which is press the defense is down on the left stick, and you could also like commit inside, right stick to the left. Or I mean, you got to get used to what these adjustments are, because you could do it all at once. You could press and hold L2, but then hit down on the left stick. You could also right stick up for over the top, and then you could go conservative on a D-pad. Conservative, aggressive, ultra conservative, or ultra aggressive. You could do all that in 2 seconds. So you could press, go over the top, and do conservative. And now, look, I'm pressing. Now just watch the defensive plays. Well, look at how fast I could do those two adjustments. And even if you want to do other adjustments, you can. But the main adjustment you want to do every time is press and hold L2 and see what you want to do against your opponent. Whether it's inside, outside, over the top. I like to press and then either commit inside or go over the top. And you'll know what your opponent tries to do against you is what you want to combat right here. Now, you do this. Look at that. You do this, and let's say your opponent likes to scramble with his quarterback. Now, it's not the traditional way of doing it, but how you put your defensive ends on QB contains, all you got to do is hit R1 and then L1. See, when you hit R1, the coverage shells, and then you could guess the play. That comes up, and that is where the QB contain is, or the option of the running back or the quarterback, and you could reset your shell. You could do all this in seconds. Got to get used to the new defensive controls, because when you get used to them, you'll never get quick hiked. So you press, you could do commit inside, and you can QB contain, all while you're still waiting for your opponent. Look, I pressed, I committed inside, and I QB contain, and there's still so much time to do other things here. I don't know why that. Look, that makes that wide open. So the coverage is a little wonky. You got to watch out. Where if you change certain things, like watch. So I'm gonna press and then commit inside. Look at all zones are pretty good. Now if I QB contain, now look, the zones switched. Like, I don't know why that happened. If that happens, QB contain again, and it brings it back. See, look, I'm going to QB contain. You see how watch. My regular defense is like this with the soft squat on the left. When I QB contain the first time, look, now the right cornerback is on the soft squat, but then look at the zones. It's going all the way to the left. to fix that is just QB contain again. And that goes back to normal. Now, let's get into how do you man up receivers. Like if you're running zone, and let's just say you still do all this crazy stuff, but now you want to, let's say you want to man up a safety. All you have to do is hit Y or triangle, and this brings up everybody. Now from Y or triangle, you can now do your regular adjustments. Let's say I want to man up R1. So Y or triangle, now you hit the icon who you want to man up, which is R1, and now the icon of the receiver you want to man up. Let's say R1 again. You see that? And you could do this on the other side too. So it makes it super easy to do. And let's say you want to blitz an individual user that's on the line. Let's say that purple zone, I want to blitz him now. You just hit Y or triangle, his icon, and then down on the right stick. You see, because you have the individual coverage adjustments, which you could put him on. The only thing that's different that you can't do, that you couldn't do last year in the other games, is the ultra conservative, ultra aggressive. So now you have the D-pad for more options to do some more adjustments. If you want to send more people, look at that. So it's very easy. My first game, I had no idea how to man up somebody. So if I want to press and man up a safety, all you got to do is Y or triangle, let's say L1, and then you can't see it because the individual coverage adjustments box is there, but I'm going to man up on triangle. Now look. Now you see how my coverage is wonky? Just QB contain. Now, I don't know how to fix it, how to go about fixing it unless you individually fix it. But if your coverage goes wonky, then QB contain and it brings it back. Look, if you want to man up that soft squat, it's just Y or triangle, square, and then square again. The only problem is, I don't know why that deep zone from the right moved all the way over to the left. I have no idea. I mean, see, I flipped to play, but then that just brings it back to the beginning. Now, let's get into the D-line adjustments, because you might, it used to be left on a D-pad twice, I think. So to do the defensive line adjustments, all you got to do to bring up the D-line adjustments, hit the right stick to the left. Now you could spread them with your left stick. You could go left, right, or pinch with the left stick. And the right stick, you could do the slanting. Slanting outside, slant inside, slant right, slant left. Now, if you want to also just do quick adjustments for them, like if you want to just do the line, like let's say you see on the line, that purple zone is just hit Y or triangle, X down on the right stick. The D-line adjustments, flick the right stick to the left, and then if you want to now add some stunts to it, press R1, and then just hit the button that you want. Right, Tom, two-man, right there. And now you see they got some stunts going on. Now, to get to the linebacker quick adjustments, so the D-line was the right stick to the left, just hit the right stick to the right. Now you have all the usual linebacker adjustments. You could spread them, you could zone all, you could blitz all, so I'm blitzing all. And now I'm going to press and do the inside coverages. What I usually do, I usually press on every play. I usually press, which is you press and hold L2, then you hit down on the left stick, and then I usually commit inside, which is the right stick to the left. All while you press and hold L2, you hit down on the left stick and then left on the right stick. And those three adjustments are done. You press, well, the two adjustments. You pressed and then you committed inside. So if you want the linebackers, the quick adjustments, I'm going to pinch all the linebackers, which really nothing happened. I'm also doing them to the left and to the right. Nothing's happening. But you could just blitz the Sam blitz if you want by getting the adjustment window up by hitting the right stick to the right and then the right stick to the left or right. If you want to blitz the Sam blitz, you hit the right stick to the left. And then The Sam blitz comes in. And then if you want to blitz the will blitz, it's just you hit the right stick to the right and then the right stick to the right again. This is how I would do something like this. I don't know why wow, this is messed up. But I would run something like this. But I don't like how the zones get wonky like that and switch again. Why does this happen every year? Why can't they fix that? It's worse in practice mode. So let's recap. To do the global adjustments, you press and hold L2, and while you press and hold L2, you could press the left stick or the right stick at the same time to do these adjustments, which make it so much easier. You could also do ultra conservative. So that right there, while you press L2, and then you could do all these 3 steps almost at once next, and then adjust your defense's individual coverages if you need to. Do something like this. Blitz that Sam linebacker. So it's very easy. It's very easy to frustrate your opponent, and it's all because of the defensive adjustments. Don't just pick a play on defense and run it stock. You'll never be successful like that. How I'm being successful now is because no matter what play I come out in, I'll blitz, I'll press the defense, I'll commit inside, and then I'm blitzing somebody else. Like one time it'll be L2, I'll blitz him. I mean, the zones are a little screwed up, but. And then the next time I'm gonna bring the same look, but this time I'm going to blitz this. Hold on. The right Jackson. I'm going to blitz him and get pressure in. But it all has to do with also like committing inside or outside, to depending on what your opponent likes to do. So always adjust on defense. I mean, there's so many times I even like to run, if I press, I'll go inside and underneath, because a lot of times, you know, you'll see it better with man coverage though. But watch this. Look at this coverage by 26. I mean, they really look, he's got the inside and underneath covered here. So he's going to pick that off if he gets the ball thrown to him. And look, he follows him. This isn't man coverage. This is a zone, but there's nobody else in his area, so he follows his receiver. He's not even just passing him off to the safety. So when you do your adjustments, the inside and outside, the conservative, they work big time. So incorporate them. Go in the training, go into practice, and practice on defense all your adjustments. It is very easy. Now, if you hit the right stick to the right, which used to be you'd bring up some adjustments, now it's your subs. If you press and hold R2, you're just showing the play art, the bluff play. If you hit R1, you could guess, you could do different coverage shells, which is also incorporate different coverage shells. Make your opponent think you're in something different. And that's where mistakes happen as well. So you could guess the pass and then show cover 0. I'm showing cover 0. Look at this look, and that looks like I'm blitzing, all out blitzing. Let's give him something here though. Like it's sort of a blitz. But look at this look we're giving him. So this could be confusing. This is how you want to play. Why was that so open? This is how you want to play, and it's so easy to do that. I'm showing cover 0 again, and I'm going to show blitz. Now, look at this, though. Look at the wide receiver to the left. So you got to be careful when you adjust, because the game is a little wonky still. It's leaving that left wide receiver wide open, so be careful of that. You know, just be careful on the adjustments you make and what does it do, because look, it's leaving that wide receiver wide open now. So I press, I commit inside, and I'm going to show 3. So this looks like a cover 3. So a cover 3 beater would be something like this. But you're right there. Well, so it's all about confusing your opponents, and now you won't get quick hike on defense because of all these adjustments that they made quicker. Now you have custom adjustments by hitting L1. Now you could play the QB scramble. You could do it. That automatically puts QB contain on the ends, and you won't be able to get outside. So you could do things quicker. If you press L1, you could play short routes, no deep routes. You could play the screen, and then you could have your defense, your D-pad. You could fake the pressure, which is amazing. You could bring the house, which that's more my cup of tea. I just brought the house. So instead of blitzing all or showing blitz, you could just press L1 and then bring the house is the D-pad down. And then from here, if you want to do a little confusion, your linebacker quick adjustments, you click the right stick to the right and then zone all. So it looks like, now that left wide receiver is wide open, but it looks like we're bringing the house, but we're only sending the lineman. So there's many ways to confuse your opponents quickly on defense. Look, you could play the inside runs, play outside runs. When you hit L1, and the custom adjustments come up. So get in practice mode, use these adjustments, use these new way of adjusting your defense, get used to them, get familiar with them, and then you can incorporate your own combination of what you like to do to help you become successful. So our next video, I will be giving out a defensive play, but this one I just wanted to get you guys familiar with the defensive side of the ball and the new adjustments that they have. So to recap, L2 brings up the global coverage adjustments. Get familiar with this. You could play the sticks by also L2 and L1. If you hit R2, it's just showing the play. You know, you could show the play, or bluff play, whatever. If you hit R1, you're bringing up your coverage shells, and then you could guess the play, run up the middle, pass. You could do your QB contains from here. But also, instead of doing your QB contains that from there, what you could do is L1 and then play the QB scramble, which is X. So there's multiple ways to do things quicker in this defense. Now, if you press and hold L1, or you don't hold it, if you just press L1, it brings up these custom adjustments where you could fake pressure, bring the house, play inside runs, play outside runs, play the screen, no deep passes. So this is something I like to do. I like to press commit inside and then no deep passes. That'll just help. Of course, the zones can't get wonky like that. Look, no deep passes, but yet they leave guys wide open. But this is, in my opinion, I absolutely love this, and I hope all of this is going to, and I think it is going to transfer to Madden, because when Madden comes out in August, we're going to be ahead of the game, knowing all these different defense adjustments. The D-line, to do the D-line again, it's flick the right stick to the left, the linebacker adjustment, the right stick to the right, and then you just listen to it. Left stick, right stick, you have all these adjustments that you can make. So once you get these down, you will become better. It'll become easier for you. I mean, I'm on my way to the college playoffs. I only lost 2 games. It was game 1 and game 3. And by game 4, after game 3, I went into the practice mode like I'm doing here, and I got familiar with everything. So you guys could get good too. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Like the video, subscribe to us, hit that little notification bell, because I am back, motherfucker. No time off. No time off. Thank you guys for watching. I'm JP Storm, aka KOB, aka your king of the Blitz.